Good morning, good afternoon. It's on Bayelach. Be a short leading tomorrow, two small parshas in Beit Shemesh. Not sure we have no air conditioning for the past week. Still be davening in the yeshiva next door to our shul, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be done really fast. Two small parshas. It's a million degrees here. I heard it's hot in New York as well, but it's a million degrees here in Beit Shemesh. So this week's parsha, nitzavim, which follows Kisava, talks about the Klelos in last week's parsha, Batem nitzavim, as opposed to Rishayim, that they get destroyed, they're here, they're gone, Hafoch Sham, the Mishlei says the Sham are gone, but Beis Yaakov is still there, Beis Yisrael is still there, Takum. There's an Indian that no matter what level of person Jew is at, he still needs nitzavim, he's still there. Never give up hope. There's no yiyush at all for a Jewish person, especially after Klelos, after the Klelos, when Yisurim take place, bad things happen. But right after the Klelos, atem nitzavim, you're still there. So one of the, everyone talks about this is the last Shabbos of the year, next Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah, New Year, and we try to end the year on a positive note. And we try to look at some of the lessons that we have of Elul and take us to the next year. What did we succeed this year? What did we not? What did we fail at? What sad things happened? What happy things happened? Try to take in the year to kind of review in the year. So one of the things that my friend Mark Plantnick told me is to make a little note. He got it from his Rebbe, Rabbi Bamser, I think, from English Ocean Parkway, I think. Take a little note each day. You have a little diary. You write down something that you thank Hashem for, something that took place, something that happened. And this is a way to kind of look back at the year. The Bali Musar talks about you write down different averos that maybe you have done on a certain day. This way you kind of can think back at certain things on Rosh Hashanah and Elul, Yom Kippur, tangible things that you really did incorrectly or you sinned, to try to fix it. If you just think back the year, who can remember what they did last week or yesterday? You write things down. So this past year I actually took up the advice, and I have a little diary. I write down, I gave tzedakah that day, a little Torah that day, and I wrote down something that interesting happened to thank Hashem for. Something great happened. Today I actually went to the kotel this morning. So it's kind of, someone comes to town, you have a simcha, you have something to thank Hashem, you write something down on paper. So that's something to kind of remember the year, to kind of keep this, and each year you kind of have another notebook and go from there. One of the interesting lessons that I just saw in the Sefer Ali Shor, Rav Shlomo Volby, who talks about this lesson of Ahava, especially in this month of El. We know that if you're Marvirin al Midos, Hashem is Varin on your Midos. If you're not Medaktek on someone hassling you, bothering you, annoying you, then Hashem will be easy on you. Won't be so Medaktek on Midos and your things that you don't do correctly. Especially when it comes time to Yom Adin and Elul, we should think about these things. If someone bothers me a little bit and I'm mochel, mevater, not that big a deal, that's really the best way to approach the year. We know that this is the time to kind of look as anything we did wrong, to be mochel people should mochel you. But especially really this month is not to kind of let little things bother you. One of the interesting things I just saw in the Sefer just the other day is the Arizal. So those people, he brings down that there's a mitzvah hatocha kamocha. You should think about this before you daven in the morning. This is strange, but if anything, think about Hashem, Shema Yisrael's and Karbanos. Hatocha kamocha, how is that? What's the kesher of that before tefillah? And the Arizal brings down that actually it's 3 times. When you say Hey Shmei Rabbah, the name of Hashem is great, and you think about Ahavta for another person is 3 times a day. By the Kaj for Baruch Hu, before Shemona Esrei Mincha, and by Ma'ariv. 3 times a day, Ahavta loving your neighbor. Well, what's the purpose of this? And so Rav brings down the Rizal, talks about if you daven Ashkenaz, you say Nekadesh Shimcha Bolam Kishein Shmartishim Oso B'Shmei Moram. We want to Mekadosh Hashem just like the Malachim are Mekadosh Hashem. So what does that even mean? So just like the Malachim, there's no hatred of each other. All the Malachim have a certain job. One is this, one is that. One's the Malach of some other country. One's the Malach of health or something. And Malachim know their tafka, they know their job, and there's no hatred, there's no jealousy, no kinna, no kas, nothing. That's how we should act. And which is why when you see people when they turn karzeh, elzeh, v'amar, they turn to two sides. Well, why do they do that? What is that? So Rav Olby says, the Rizal says, well, you look around and you should look around and see that you're friends with people. You should actually look around, look around to people, and if you have this ava to people, your love towards people, that's the way we could be like malachim to bring kedusha to Hashem, to mekadosh Hashem. And exactly what he says. Just like the malachim have shalom, bereyos, achdus, that's how we should be with our friends when we daven. Again, this is before we even talk about Hashem. And Rabbi Levi says even more, it's not just a good thing. Okay, all right, I learn Torah, I daven, I'm just not that friendly. You know what? I learn Torah, I daven, but I'm by myself in the corner. I like to do my own thing. No, this is not exactly right. It's literally, your tefillos are not makabel. You don't get the ratzon of Hashem. Hashem's not going to want your tefillos if you're private, if you're by yourself, you're not inclusive. And it's not just two sides of the coin. And so especially this time of El, as we close out the year, and we're looking for Zchusim, I think the best thing to really approach our tefillah, oh my gosh, the guy's in my seat, he's davening too loud, he's talking so much, he does a Kaddish really slow, he has an extra Kaddish at the end. Yeah, if we mevater that, just at least for this month, Hashem would be mevater things we have to work on. That's one little lesson that I have from nitzavim vayelech as we start nitzavim, as we actually look, as Moshe is calling the people together. Shotrechem, ziknechem, tapchem, sheichem, gercha. Just say kol Beis Yisrael, adas. The ha'am, Beis Yisrael, Beis Yaakov. Why are we going through all these different types? And I think one of the reasons that Brit Tzadok brings down is each of these types is something different. Gercha brings something to the table. The Sheichem, they bring something to the table. Tapchem, they really don't have any das. You have to help them out. Shiftechem, the great people, Kol Yisrael, people that don't have a lot going for them. Chotei Veitzecha, Shov Meimecha. All these people, they count. Just like we can't have a fast day without Rishaim in the group. We have the Cheldana. We also have that to be part of the Ketoris that doesn't even smell good. But you need each person to be part of the Klal. Better to have 10 people and a few of them Rishaim than davening by yourself. There's still a mitzvah, mitzvahs that you do with a minyan, Baruch Hu, and davening, and certain tefillos are different with a minyan. Even some people don't keep Shabbos or aren't that nice. Better a minyan with 10 people that aren't great than by yourself. How does that even work? Minyan is a special thing, and being with the Rabbim is a special thing. So just like we kind of need all these people to be part of the lessons that Moshe gives in this parsha, this is some of the lessons that we could take. Instead of kind of looking with an ayin ra at some people in shul that maybe dress not so proper, maybe people who don't daven so well, to be inclusive and to look for the benefits of people and look to go out of our way in this month to have more shalom and ava. I think that's a great lesson to kind of close out the year, and hopefully we had a great Elul, and we'll go into Slichas, and hopefully we kind of think about this. So when we kind of start davening, look around, not with an ayin ra, but look around with an ayin tov. Instead of saying, oh, this guy is talking in shul, we should try, and again, I got to work on this myself. You know what? The guy came to shul. He's working, he leaves early, but the guy is very busy, but he came to davening, which is great. So we have to kind of look ba'ayin tov and not ba'ayin ra. And hopefully we have a year where Hashem looks at us B'ayin Tov, and we only hear good things from each other, and we have a year of Torah and health, and Shabbat Shalom.